Let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Burning question here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When are you drafting Chris Godwin with the uncertainty of his return? I think this one makes no sense to me.
I don't get it either. He's going after Darnell Mooney and Amari Cooper. I like Chris Godwin a lot more than either of those guys.
He's going as wide receiver 33. 71st overall. Now understand on Monday he participated in team drills for the first time. He's not currently on the physically unable to perform list. Looks like he's going to be back week 1. And if he's not back week 1, like it's going to be week 2. Like there's not a guy who's going to miss the first 4 games. As you sit here and you see it on your screen, right? He was 21st in targets, 11th in receptions, 15th in receiving yards. This is a guy who on a points per game basis last year was the 7th best wide receiver in fantasy. Chris Godwin, last year among wide receivers, he was top 10 in targets per game, red zone targets, receptions per game, catch rate, receiving yards per game. He's really, really good. And guess what? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers this offseason signed him to a 3-year, $60 million deal with $40 million guaranteed. $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
If his real football team isn't worried about him, I'm pretty sure he can play for your fake football team. Okay? And, he's wide receiver 33 on Yahoo, 71st. What are we doing, people?
Yeah,
I am at wide receiver 20, so way ahead of consensus, and I think I might be too long. We have some video now here of him running around. Look at him. Look how handsome he looks. He's wearing a helmet now. Now he just ran past a coach. Come on. This is so good. Sure, he's got a brace on, but whatever. He's still healthier than Julio. Come on.
You're fired up
right,
about Chris Godwin.
Because he's really good. And this ADP is insane to me.
Yeah.
He's one of 13 wide receivers to have at least 6 touchdowns and over 1,000 receiving yards last season. We talk about wanting to buy into good offenses and good quarterbacks. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He's got Tom Brady, and weirdly, I know they got Russell Gage and they added Julio, but I weirdly think he's got a more narrow target tree here. Godwin's going to just be a monster. And so, again, wide receiver's so deep, you can draft Godwin, and if he's not ready for week 1 or 2, whatever, you'll fill in. We got a 17-week season. The guy was the 7th best wide receiver on a points per game basis.
Yeah.
Not a fluke.
He's not going to be Chris Godwin week 1, maybe week 2, but by week 6, you're getting a wide receiver 1 in an elite offense, potentially, for the rest of the season.
Fourth among wide receivers in red zone targets last year. When they get close, Brady likes to look for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. New Orleans Saints. Where do you stand on Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the NFC South. This is another one that I don't.
You going to get fired up again?
I'm already fired up. I didn't go back down and come back. I'm still fired up.
Same level.
Still fired up.
Yeah.
He's going as running back 12 on Yahoo.
Yeah.
17th overall. Late in the second.
Why is he going after Nick Chubb?
Because people are morons. I don't know what to tell you because we weren't on the air enough for me to talk to people and explain to them how stupid they are by letting Alvin Kamara. So, look, the anti-Alvin Kamara argument is this and this only.
No.
He might get suspended. But on the Roto World Fantasy Football Draft Guide show, which is now available on the NFL on NBC YouTube page, go check it out. I'm a company man. We had Mike Florio on, and when he wasn't asking what kind of booze I'm drinking in these red Solo cups, he talked about the fact that, look, the NFL has the ability to suspend Alvin Kamara, but they haven't yet. And it looks very clear that what they want to do, the NFL, is they want to let the legal process play out. And then once a decision is made on his legal status and the evidence is heard and Kamara's his case and the prosecution has presented theirs, once a ruling is made, then the NFL will decide whether or not a suspension is warranted for Alvin Kamara. They keep kicking that legal case down the road. The next hearing, I think, is September 29th. That's not going to get solved by the end of football season. If Alvin Kamara gets suspended, it's going to be in 2023. So now your only question is health. And I get it. He missed a few games last year, but he's still being drafted after.
Produced.
Not only did he produce, right? But he's going after guys like Chris McCaffrey or Derrick Henry, people that missed a lot more time than Alvin Kamara. Jay, I went back last night. I crunched the numbers. I looked at the Excel spreadsheet. I watched every single snap that he played from last year on film, right? I ran all my models. And you know what? Turns out Alvin Kamara is really good. And so what are we doing? He's really good. And here's a guy that last year, on a points per game basis, was the 4th best running back in fantasy football.
Yeah.
A top 4 running back.
Yep.
He's better with Jameis Winston than he is with any other quarterback. Jameis is back. Yeah. He's not any other quarterback, not Drew Brees, but he's better with Jameis Winston than he is with Taysom Hill or any other quarterback that the Saints might possibly use this year. Jameis is back as the starter here. What the are we doing, people?
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is a top 6 player this year.
A lot of kilojoules in that pure tequila today. A lot of fire. A lot of energy. It's good. Yeah. The only thing I'd add with...
I love this show.
Yeah. The only thing I quickly...
Are you aware? I don't know if you can figure this out yet, but apparently I no longer work for Disney. All right. What do we got?
All right. Next up, DJ Moore. It's been a really sexy name, I think, in fantasy because you look at what DJ Moore did the past 3 years. He's the only receiver to have 1,200 yards from scrimmage 3 years in a row. And you look at the quarterbacks, we don't even need to go through it. I think everyone knows it's a modern miracle of human science that DJ Moore was able to do what he did with Kyle Allen, with Sam Darnold. And now he gets Baker Mayfield, who's a real quarterback. So how much are you raising DJ Moore's stock with Baker Mayfield?
I'm at wide receiver 12, so I'm as a low-end wide receiver 1, very high-end wide receiver 2. You think about Ben McAdoo is now the offensive coordinator of these Carolina Panthers. 2014 to 2017, when McAdoo was in charge of the Giants, obviously he was the head coach in New York. They had 3 different Giants wide receivers finish top 35 in fantasy. Okay, so and otherwise, remember they had Sterling Shepard, they had Brandon Marshall, they had Odell Beckham. Like they actually had some nice talent there in New York under McAdoo. He's got DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey and like a prayer. Yep. Like, can he resurrect Robbie Anderson? Could Terrence Marshall be anything? Like, we don't know yet. So it's going to be DJ Moore, who had 163 targets last year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
163 targets. He's the only wide receiver in the NFL with over 1,200 yards from scrimmage each of the last 3 seasons. The issue has just been touchdowns.
Yep.
Again, and he's played with the worst quarterbacks this side of Terry McLaurin. Yep. And so I'm all in on DJ Moore, like an insanely talented wide receiver, playing with the best quarterback of his career. Again, I get the questions about Baker Mayfield, but he's a significant upgrade over Cam Newton a couple of times, towards the end of his washed up Cam Newton, Sam Darnold,
Kyle
DJ
Allen,
Walker, Kyle Allen.
The immortal Kyle Allen.
Right, exactly. Like, Baker is a professional quarterback and will do really well. Teddy Bridgewater, Will Greer. He had some Taylor Heineke. He had some Taylor Heineke was in there too before. So anyway, for me, yes, I think DJ Moore, I'm 27th overall. He's going 40th overall in Yahoo. So I'm significantly higher on him in terms of the overall consensus and slightly higher wide receivers. I'm at 12. Yahoo drafters have him at 14. Let's move on to the Falcons now. Can you make the case, Jake Croucher,
yes,
that Kyle Pitts finishes ahead of Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews in tight end fantasy production?
Yeah. I wouldn't price that as a favorite, but I definitely think there's upside to do that. And the reason is that I'd be buying into the Falcons overall as a competent offense. I think everyone thinks they're going to be team disaster, that they're going to be down there with teams like the Texans and the Bears. I think they have upside to be a 6-11, perfectly fine, bad team, where that offensive line is not the weakness of the team. Drake London takes a little bit of attention off Kyle Pitts in a good way. Yeah. Maybe takes some. You need another guy. You can't just be the tight end and no one else. And so Marcus Mariota, I think you're a bit lower than him. I feel like that's why by the way, I feel like that's why you're here. Yeah. NBC was like, you need another guy. You need Drake London?
You need another guy.
Yeah.
They were like,
Drake Australia?
Right, well, yes, exactly. They were like, we need another guy to take the attention away from Barry because we know what a disaster he's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's throw the Australian on there.
Yeah.
Right, so there you go.
Drake Melbourne.
Right, I like that. Very similar to Yahoo Serious.
Yeah. Very much the same.
Yeah,
but
anyway.
Do you think he has the upside to be better than Mark Andrews this year?
I do.
Yeah.
Look, okay. I don't have him I'm not ranking that way. I have Kyle Pitts at 3.
Yep.
But that is absolutely within the range of outcomes. For all the knock of Marcus Mariota, and I'm not the biggest fan of Marcus Mariota.
No, you're not.
Think about 2015 to 2017 when he was with Tennessee. His tight end that year, Delaney Walker.
Yep.
And I like Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker ain't Kyle Pitts.
No.
I mean, Kyle Pitts is just a physical freak of nature. Yep. And so, but by the way, Delaney Walker was a top 5 fantasy tight end each of those 3 seasons under Marcus Mariota. So he has the ability to get a guy there. Delaney Walker had more target competition when he was in Tennessee. So the question about Kyle Pitts is just the touchdowns. Last year he got super flukily unlucky with touchdowns. I think that changes this year. To your point, they're going to have to throw a lot, and it's going to be Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts and Drake London. I think there is absolutely a decent chance it's within the realm of possibilities. So not only that he finishes with the most targets of any tight end, I think it's probably him or Andrews, and absolutely could finish as the number 1 tight end in fantasy. All right. By the way, he's also really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.